Yeah.
Hi, very good evening, Mr. Raj. How have you been? And how's your Monday been treating you?
Well, it's been quite normal Monday and good one. Good one.
Okay, a decent one, right? You can say it went
Decent one.
pretty decent. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. How's the weather like there? The place we're staying?
Uh, the weather is pleasant till date.
Pleasant?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it
It's
proceeding towards summer? Like, is it
of
becoming hot?
course it is. It is, but it's not that hot yet. It's
Okay.
quite good.
Okay.
Only during the afternoon it's quite a bit uh, hot, but even in the mid time or midday, it's not that. Only if you are outside you would feel, otherwise
Mhm.
you inside the house you can stay even without using fan, so it's not
Oh,
that hot yet.
all right. I have just heard about, certain places observing this contrast change that there was winters just a couple of days before, and there's a complete contrast in the change of the temperature and weather altogether. So I thought, let me just ask it from you itself.
Yeah, of course. uh, we had experienced that quite a not few weeks, I mean around 1.5 weeks ago.
Oh,
that
okay.
that before that we were using winter clothes, but after that it suddenly changed in 2 or 3
Right,
days.
right. I think it also changed initially when it was proceeding towards winters, right? It was decent weather, but altogether winters came all in. It's like suddenly it just came in and peeped in, right?
Yeah,
Have
of
you also
course, right.
encountered that this time? I
Yeah,
don't know how it is gonna further work with this weather because weathers have been very much incremental and there are certain changes. I don't know how to focus on the idea of a good weather condition after this time period.
yeah.
Right.
And another thing is that it's still only March, and we are having this kind of a summer. So you can't even imagine that what kind of hot we are going to bear during mid May and June.
Absolutely.
It
Right.
would be unbearable for sure.
It will be. It will be. And I think people should prepare themselves because it is a high time where they should look after themselves and also look after the society and environment because if they're not going to be thoughtful and considerable for the environment, I think we might not end up in a very good condition though. Although, yes, everybody's going to end up one day, but the conditions are becoming super, detrimental for the entire living, right?
Yeah, right.
Right. So, Mr.
And how was yours? How was your day?
My day was okay. I would say decent. It went well because, of course, I was busy with the classes. Since you must have been seeing that I'm again back on the track with the entire sessions, and I've been taking back-to-back sessions
Yeah,
altogether.
right, right. I
And
found your sessions in morning as well.
right, there were sessions in the morning because I've got good relief from my school because the organization is closed for a couple of days, for 10 days or so. And because exams are over, we have already given the
Yeah.
results and we are free for 10 days. I think this is the best time to take the sessions all together. And there are so many learners who have been
Okay.
complaining to me that you haven't been opening the session. I think now I can,
Yeah.
somehow sum it up all together that I've been giving the sessions. If they want to take the best opportunity, they can take it for now.
Right, right.
Right. So, Shiraj, I wanted to speak to you regarding the challenges which you were facing earlier. And have you tried to work on it? Because I'm changing a very minute difference between what were the progression like, and I'm able to track down the progression. So, yes, we have started to smile a lot in between
Yeah.
altogether. There are
Yeah, right.
moments where we share laughter, and I want that laughter to come up during the sessions also. But
Uh,
how has the entire strategies been working for you? Have you tried to incorporate
uh,
strategies?
yeah, well, I have been trying, and it's good, but at the same time, I feel that it's quite slow. It's moving at snail's pace. So
Right.
that's a bit concerning for me at the same time as well. But
Mhm.
it's okay. If it is time taking, then it will take its time.
Okay.
What else can I do? Yeah. I
I
mean,
get
I,
with you.
I have to be regular. That's
Yes,
it.
absolutely. You have to be regular. Are you keeping your regularity on the notice?
Yeah.
Okay, then it's good. But at the same time, are you using the English language with your students as well? Because I think you have mentioned it before too that you have been into teaching and you have been teaching to the kids,
Right,
freelancer teacher, right? So,
right.
are you using that language in particularly with the kids too, the children whom you are teaching?
Not exactly, because most of them are not able to understand. So
Okay.
sometimes I use and then I translate it in Hindi as well. But
Mm-hmm.
most of the time I avoid, because it seems like instead of teaching them, I would be unnecessarily wasting the time in conversing between the languages.
Okay. All right. Well, it's a good approach if we are not taking that idea into consideration, but it's okay. So, what about the YouTube videos? Have you been able to keep a track of YouTube videos?
Uh, in what context?
Okay, I mentioned to you how to retrieve good information and good retrieve the best information out of YouTube. Have I told you? Have I mentioned it to you?
Okay, in that context, I haven't get anything from your side, but
Okay,
I follow certain channels that I have been following. Like
okay,
for pronunciation, I follow one Fanning English pronunciation,
okay,
and for other listening practices, I follow two podcasts. So one is BBC, and another one is Think Fast, Talk Smart.
okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna deliver in the chat box certain good English speakers who have been able to deliver, the best attribute of speaking English. So one is
Okay,
Alan Devon, right? He is really good in speaking English. He has been able to nurture the idea of good life skills also into people all around him because he is a good orator. And when it comes to good English speakers, I can tell you about someone who is really great for that matter. Um, have you heard of certain good speakers by any chance? Otherwise,
Robin Sharma is one whom I
okay, and
follow, and whose
mhm,
book I have, one book or two books I have read maybe,
okay,
and not many. Like I said, I generally follow the BBC channel, so
okay.
BBC News or BBC World Service. That's it.
Okay, right. So I think I've written one person's name, Alan the Bottom. He's a really good speaker, and if you will go by with the English videos learning, so it's not something which we are going to focus on, like the whatever they're delivering. Of course, life coach he is. So he'll be training you how to speak well. But at the same
Yeah,
time, if I talk about how to understand the language and how to go about the strategy, you have to follow this. What I've been following, I'll tell you the same thing, right? So what I used
yeah,
to do
sure.
was I used to listen to the videos and then used to imitate the way they used to speak. And there I got to know the idea that pronunciation is very wrong from the very context. Then I tried to work on the pronunciation, right? So pronunciation you're already working on with some other channel, and that's quite all right. But how to go out with the entire communication being very fluent, and you have to come up as a very finesse and comfortable speaker. So if you go
Right.
over the video in like five stages, like three stages, but 5 minutes. So 5 minutes of reading the subtitles and listening to it, and then reading again. Sorry, going ahead with again 5 minutes of same video with just listening and without any subtitles. Right? Again, listen to the same video, the same 5 minute video with only captions on, no volume or less volume, and try to speak that up. Try to speak it out aloud. So I used to imitate Priyanka Chopra because I think the way she has come up as a speaker after her one stage appearance in which she mentioned about breaking the ceiling, right? I had been in absolute awe with her personality and also the way she has transformed her personality by moving to, overseas, by working to Hollywood. She was not a fluent speaker before this. Only after getting into touch with the people who have been speaking this language altogether, she has come up with this language because she has mentioned in one of her, interviews that whenever her plane flies off to a place, she starts to conversate the same way where she's flying to. That means she picks up the accent. And it's just all about you have to train your mind to pick up the accent or let's say pick up the words. And how will your brain turn up into the same idea? If you're going to train your conscious, subconscious mind with the same ideology, with the same subject, with the same learning, what you want to achieve. Okay? So do that. If I am able to achieve the target, why not you? You are also in the same, you're also sailing the same boat where I used to sail earlier. It's just that a matter of 15 minutes a day. Apart from the English language learning here or English language speaking here, if you can
Yeah.
incorporate that activity for a daily learning, that will help you a lot. That will help you immensely.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, another thing, we are working on the pace also, right? So I'm going to work on a pace altogether. I'll give you some
Yeah. Sure.
brainstorming session. So I would like to hear from you your favorite actor. Who's your favorite actor?
Uh, Tough one to pick, but if
Okay.
I talk about 90s, it would be Amir Khan.
Amir Khan. Well, can you
Yeah.
please speak about some personality traits which you absolutely love about him?
Personality trait. Will
Yeah.
that he is quite charming, and at the same time he is kind of a person who loves to think about society and work
Hmm.
for society, because
Hmm.
I liked his concept of Satyamir Jate uh,
Yes.
episodes, and the episodes that he had come up with, and the way he is working for the groundwater or maybe water conservation in Maharashtra. So
Right.
these are the thing. Apart from his uh, being a perfectionist in movies, attracts me or intrigues me a lot.
Hmm. And have you ever been? Okay, yeah. Please continue.
Yeah,
Hello.
no. Uh, you were saying something.
Yeah. So, do you wish to continue from here, or
No,
would you like to
no,
add in
no,
something else?
no, no. Go on.
So I think he is also versatile actor. He has also been able to experiment in his movies. That again makes him an actor who is working out with his different ideologies. He's trying to experiment with certain, key aspects of the life skills, also of the societal measures, right? So he needs to work on certain societies' work. For example, it was Tare Zameen Par or be it PK, or there are certain aspects which he always brings out to his movies, although he does movies very rarely these days. So, what do you have to say
Yeah,
about
sure.
this? Have you been able to
I
see
mean,
any other actor doing the same?
uh, I don't remember that. I
Hmm.
mean, like I had told you that it's tough to pick one, but
Hmm.
if I have to pick another one, I would pick Akshay Kumar just for
Okay,
his skills. That
right.
the way I mean, and he he is versatile. I mean, his comic sense. uh, He is
Right.
good in comedy. He is good in action. So because of that, I like. But in terms of ideas, the who come up with different ideas, I think no one can match Amir, and the kind of
Right.
movies that he had right from the um, Rang De Basanti, that was unique,
Hmm.
and then Tare Zameen Par, Three Idiots. So he picks all these movies wisely, and he comes up, and the acting is a top notch for sure.
Right. Absolutely. So, I think both of these actors have been able to incorporate the idea or the very idea of what acting, not acting, rather the movie should be like.
Yeah,
Acting is, of
and,
course, at heart.
and both of them quite different to each other. Like one
Right.
comes up with one movie in 2 years, another comes with 4 or 5 movies a year.
Right. So I think both of them have been always the people who are underrated, though. But yes, again, if I may have to talk about how they are working for society, that's immensely appreciative. And I must say this, that no other actor has been able to inculcate that in their movies, even if they try their level best. Of course, yes, Ayushmann Khurrana does, but not he's not working with society's major problems, though, right?
Maybe I'm not aware that.
Okay, so now this is a difficult question I'm going to put forward, and of course, I must ask this question to you. So, any specific actress you like in particular? Any actress?
Um,
Any? Yeah,
uh,
Bollywood or any for that matter.
Madhuri Dixit.
She's an old
So
lady. What about the new ones?
I hardly watch new movies, and that's why I have told you.
Okay,
Generally, the 90s, or maybe I watch even the 70s. So I will go back
okay,
and
I can
pick.
hear from you.
Yeah.
You can pick from there.
So in that way. if I talk about my all-time favorite hero and heroine, then it would be Dilip Kumar and Madhubala.
Wow, you have picked such nice names. Yeah, I must, keep this idea hooked up to why and how. From where did you come across these two actors, and from where did you became a fan? Where did you become a fan of these two people in general? What was the role like? What was in particularly enchanting about the personality as an actor, which made you fall for them head over heels?
I will. Uh, I always talk about nostalgic feelings that are attached with certain things which intrigues me, or in that way, like whenever I started watching movies, it
Mhm,
was when I was just 10 or 12. So my Fufaji used to watch all these movies, and along with
mhm,
him, I used to watch. So I got a kind of inclination towards these uh, things. And later,
mhm,
whenever I started watching movies on my own, at that point of time, I just found out that the way old movies were made, or the kind of peaceful are there. So that intrigues on another level. And because of all these
mhm.
things, I like those movies more than the recent one.
Okay, right.
For that matter, I do not even watch the recent movies. So I'm big fan of those old movies, and then 90s, of course. If we talk about 90s, that I have watched almost every actors from
Mhm,
90s, so I enjoyed all of them. And like I
mhm,
was talking about comedy, then Govinda is another favorite in term
mhm.
in comedy itself.
Okay.
Even though the comic time of Akshay is something different, but of course,
Mhm.
whenever we talk about comedy movies only, Govinda is above everyone.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. I remember him being the only actor who was involved into, comics and comedy movies, not comics, but comedy movies. And his movies were altogether a big time, I think on screen. And they used to be always improving every time he used to, come up on the screen. And I think the quality of the movies have also improved with his movies, right? And now I'm not
Definitely.
able to see those movies again. So I've always seen him with Ravina Tandon most of the time, and they made a really
Yeah,
good couple.
yeah, or
So
even with Karishma Kapoor.
yeah, Krishna Kapoor also. So I think they made a very good couple at this point in time as an on-screen couple, and they were really good. And I think most of the times I used to watch the movies were because of both of them on the on-screen. I never knew if I liked them or not, but those movies are really good to go with, right? To have a
Right,
pastime,
of
right?
course,
Right. So I think the old is gold, and yes, of course, I can say that you are a person who's in old school, who believes in the idea of simplicity and who believes and appreciates the people for their work. Right? It's not. I won't say that these people are not able to do the justice, but yes, they have not been able to do the justice with the right media, right Bollywood giving the message to society, and also the kind of legacy they had to follow. They haven't been able to.
of course,
Right. So, what do you have to say about the sports in general? I know that people are already working out well in terms of the sports. So today's topic is about somehow the games, and I would like you to put up the idea with this very first question from your side, from my side to you. That which game do you think would be best in terms of pursuing, as from your point of view or point of view?
yeah. If I talk about me, I mean personally, I like cricket, and in front of cricket, uh, I cannot talk about any other thing because I have always been passionate about that. But one thing that I like about game and the changing uh, in the perspective towards game, especially in
Mm-hmm.
our country, is that we are promoting different games at state level or international level, and we have quite a few. people in other sports who have done remarkably good and
Mhm.
who are inspiring
Mhm.
generations to follow different games. And that is a great thing, because whenever we talk about Olympics, we hardly have anything to boast of. We hardly
Right.
have won that many gold. Just what only two golds till now, Abhinav Bindra and the recent one, Neeraj Chopra. So
Right.
it's good. It's good that we are uh, working on a lot on different games, and we are coming up with flying colors at the same time as well. But we
Mhm.
need to do a lot in all the sports, and for that, the kind of facilities we provide, definitely we have to provide that in a better way.
Right.
But if I talk about my favorite game, it's cricket, and
Mhm.
I think time would always be short if I start talking about cricket.
Right. I know we'll run short on time. But again, I would like to hear from you that these children these days, the children are quite fond of these, pursuing with the sports because one, they are very much agile. Two, they've got so much of energy. Three, they've got exposure. Four, the parents are willing to give away the money to the coaches, right? But at the same time, which will be the right sport for the children to pursue with? Individual sports or the sports which they can go with the team?
Uh, to be honest, a team game is something that I like the most, because it helps you develop so many things. Your overall personality gets developed because of that. But of
Mhm.
course, even after playing a team game, you can go for opt for any particular individual sport. But
Right.
the idea is that everybody should play a few team game in the initial stage
Mhm.
of their life. And another thing that I wanted to add, that the chess is something that I have heard a lot because of Vishwanathan Anand, and the way he had been champion, like 5 times world champion on a trot. Because of
Mhm.
him, we know. I mean, in fact, if I know what is chess. And the another thing that I wanted to add is the recently, the kind of players, the young minds are coming in chess and becoming or winning major events is great to hear or great to experience.
Absolutely. I must mention this to you. There's this one student of mine who has recently won Commonwealth Championship, and he brought laurels to the country. And he was in chess. He's in grade
Okay.
six, and he's doing amazingly well because there was this one international championship where he won also, and here in Commonwealth Games also he won, and he represented India. And I'm really happy to take into as a pride that he's my student and he's been able
Yeah,
to develop that skill of Commonwealth Games winner, and he has been absolute great in science, and he's been so diligent and so decent kid. But yes, of course, he's very naughty otherwise. I think there from there only his mind works well. But I've been
yeah,
very
very.
focused. He's been very focused on the idea of chess. So not only the sports are going to be there to choose up as a career, but they must be taken as an idea to develop a personality, like you mentioned. The team efforts. So
Right.
that's again very right way to start off with. Team efforts is again something which people can learn and also can incorporate there in their life too. So now, with this idea
Definitely.
of the games, would you like to take in any game if by any chance you're provided with any kind of chance today? Would you like to go for any one game apart from that one game which you absolutely love?
Mm, I am not good at it, so I would like to. Uh, but I have always liked to play different games, like lawn tennis. I mean, tennis is the one that intrigues me. Whenever I watch, I feel like I should have played it. Uh, it would have been a great opportunity, or it would have added some more value to my life, especially only. in the case of exercises, the way we talk about exercise, the only if you play these games for half an hour a day, it would be good for your physical health.
Right. Absolutely. So even half an hour a day, if they can, people can take out some time for physical activity, that will be really good, and will help
Yeah,
them to, flourish their stamina and also work on their core, and again to bring out the best out of their personality too. Because of course they keep themselves in shape if they do some exercise, rigorous exercise, of course, right?
yeah,
Right. So with this idea, I would like to come to this session end, and I would like to put this forward that you have to follow another strategy every day, Mr. Raj. If you start speaking with the same speed they are doing on the YouTube platform, and also you can also put in the corrective words in your conversations, right? Corrective words, and let's just also incorporate certain new words. For example, two vocabulary words each day. Okay. So
yeah,
after the end of this entire month, we will be using 60 words. We will be done with 60 words, right? So two vocabulary words every day. Make like stick a sticky note, which should be easy. Which should be easy to replace your normal sense of words, and that will go along with you for a long journey of your life, right? So incorporate
yeah,
two
sure.
basic words, two vocabulary words, which are going to use them on daily basis, right?
Yeah, sure.
Right. So thank you so much for joining and thank you for your valuable time. I hope you had a great learning tonight and I hope to see you more and to have more conversation with you. To see the progress and the change in you is something which I am, scouting for. So let's see how you will be putting the progress further in upcoming sessions.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Uh,
Thank you so much for joining, Mr.
Thank you.
Raj. I
Thank you
hope you have
so
a
much.
great
Yeah,
Tuesday and a great week for the entire journey.
likewise. Have a
Thank
nice
you.
time
Bye
and
bye. Take care.
see you in another session.
Surely,
Bye.
sure,
Take care.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you. Take care.